Hey everybody, this is Andrew Brown from the AWS Cloud Project Bootcamp, and we continue on where we were having issues prior. As we said, we have to finish this, so we're going to have a lot to do here after the live stream, which is now. So what we were having was this error show up, and so I looked at the code a bit more, and I know what the problem is, and I'm going to tell you, it's not my fault. I'm throwing Baco under the bus, because if you look at line 21, he implemented this, not me. And I'm just hitting an edge case that I didn't think I would hit, which is the fact that on this line it's trying to call JWT token. And the thing is that we created a user, but this user isn't in a state that is confirmed. We're on this force password change thing. I'm going to go to the new console so we can take a look here, see if we can see the same information. So here it's force change password. Now, when I was building this, I didn't have local storage set up. This is done after the fact. And so this is just an edge case where I've manually created a user and they are in this kind of weird state. And then this wouldn't normally appear here. So this isn't really a problem. It's just the fact that we're doing it in an unnatural way, the thing. And so what we need to do is somehow get them past this step. And I'm going to see if there's any way to do it. I think there is a way to do it via the CLI, but we'll take a look here and see what we can find. Because it won't let us confirm an account here, which is quite bizarre. Normally it lets us do that, but I guess it's already verified. So anyway, there's probably a CLI command for this, and I think I had found one here a moment ago. Where was it? Where did you go? Just a moment here. Well, let's just Google it. Was it force password change? Force password change AWS Cognito. Here we go. And so here it's suggesting that there is a Cognito command to fix that issue. So let's see if we can just fix it this way. So what I'm going to do is go over here. We'll type in AWS, make sure that's working. Great. And the command is Cognito IPD. So Cognito IPD. And we want to specify the user pool. So we'll type in -- user pool. And I'm getting hot on these lights, so I'm taking off my Docker sweater. What do we got? User pool. So -- should autocomplete. -- did we get the second command in here? What is it? Admin set username. Okay, sorry. So go admin set username. User password maybe. User password here. -- username. This one is going to be, what is my username here? This one is probably Andrew Brown, right? Andrew Brown. Password is going to be testing 1 2 3 4 exclamation mark. We will go back here, see if there's anything else. Permanent. We'll put the permanent flag in here. Hit enter. Oh, I forgot the user pool ID. So we'll hit up. Hit up doesn't work in that case. When you're using Cognito, when you're in like that, when it enters the auto, partial complete, it doesn't let you do that. So here we need the, what did we need? User pool ID. User pool ID. And we will make our way back over to here. And we will click into, not here. User pool ID is this here. There we go. Yeah, it's over here as well. So we'll grab that. We'll go back over here. We'll paste this in. And that should get us through this step, maybe. Unrecognized call when calling admin set user operation security token included in the request is invalid. Really? Caller identity. Let's do this. Oh, okay. Well, the thing is, my credentials aren't properly set. So just give me a second to set my credentials back again. Sorry about that. All right, so I just had to relaunch my environment here. I'm gonna make sure that my credentials are working. So I'm gonna do AWS. I'm gonna drag this over first of all, just so that that's a little bit easier to see. And I'm going to go down here and we're going to type in AWS STS get caller identity. I'm starting to get really good at typing that in. And so what we need to do here is bring that command. I think I saved it over here for a second. So that was the command we ran a moment ago. AWS Cognito, IPD, admin set user, etc. name, permanent. And so now if we go here, we should not get this error because we don't need to confirm it. This wouldn't normally happen. What you do is you'd sign up for a user, they'd reset their password. It wouldn't be a problem, right? So we'll go here and we'll say admin exampro.co. And this is capital T testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 exclamation mark, sign in. Incorrect username and password. Okay, capital T testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there it is. I didn't type it wrong. Let's try that again. Okay. Oh, it's not admin, it's Andrew. There we go. Okay, great. So we're signed in. That's great. You can see that we have a session. Let's make sure the logout works. So if we go over to, where did I put the logout? I don't even know. Oh, it's probably here. There it is. And sign out, right? So we know that that is working now, which is awesome. Just to show you some stuff, like if we were to put, it's good to like check this stuff out, but like the way we hooked this up, or I learned how to hook it up, was I just put some console logs in here. So if we go into our, where's this login page? Pages, not, yes, pages, into the sign-in page. And we go down below to where? Where's our sign-in? Ah, here. So this is what was erroring out because we didn't have the JWT token, which is fine. But I'm going to do a console log here. And we'll type in user here. And what I'm going to do is go back over here. And I'm going to sign in again. Andrew at exampro.co, capital T, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, exclamation mark, sign in. We'll inspect here. And it's just good to check out what these objects return because then you have an idea of what you're looking at. Now, there's no special guide that you're looking at. I just open these up and I just get an idea. So we have the session, which is null right now, which is not true. We actually do have a session. Probably at the time of, if we were to request it again, we'd have it. So we have attributes that are attached. So we have email verified, sub. We have the client. So here it's telling us the endpoint it's returning, not that important. We have user pool information. Not much we could do with that. There's storage information, probably local storage, I would think. User data, username. So we have stuff here, which is great. Down below here, we're supposed to see our information like our name and our handle. The reason why they're not filled in is because this handle is your username, but this is supposed to be the preferred username. You saw in the live stream, I went back and I set preferred username. So that was something that we have to consider or do. For the my name, that is an additional field that, again, is a custom one. We couldn't set those when we set up the user. We could probably add them retroactively. So if I was to go into the user pool and go to users here, we could probably set them. If I go edit here, so notice that there's optional ones down below that we can add. It's interesting that those are there, but I guess if you want to, I think it's like if you want required attributes on sign up, then you have to specify them ahead of time. So if you don't want to go back and recreate your pool, I guess you could optionally add them, but you really should go back and make them required. But you're going to put Andrew Brown, which is our display name, and a preferred username is going to be Andrew Brown. Now, I almost wonder if I could have made this called display name and handle, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and save those changes. And so those are now set. We'll go back over here. We'll refresh. We'll see if it gathers that information this time. We'll give it a moment. It is thinking really, really hard. I'm not sure why it's hanging. Oh, okay, that's okay. We'll go back over here. We'll check our ports. Everything seems okay. We'll open this up again. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, we're not running anything. Let's go up. Compose up. Okay. I guess the tab was from the previous environment and the environment shut down, so I was actually running the code on the old site. That makes sense. But we'll bring that back up there and give that a moment. And we'll see if those fields come in. Now, I know they're going to appear, but while that is going, I want to show you something in the homepage feed, I think. So it would be this page. So when we go to the homepage, now this is probably not the most efficient way to do it, but every single page, we basically are going to have this check off for these pages where we want to check this. We probably don't need to do this every single page, but I don't know a better way to do it. But here, what it'll do is check if the user is authenticated. And then it goes here. And it sets the attributes. Now, I kind of remember having to do 2 calls here for additional fields. Okay, never mind. I thought there was like an additional API call because I remember that if you wanted additional attributes, you had to make out another call, but I'm not seeing here, so I guess I've forgotten what I was thinking about. It looks like there's kind of an error here. Not sure what it is. We'll go over to ports. Is stuff running? Neither the back end or the front end are running. Negative repeat count. That doesn't look good. Okay, let's try this again. So we'll do compose up. Never had that one before. There we go. That was fast. We'll open this up in a new tab. It's not loading. Don't know why. We'll go back over to here. We'll open it up in a new tab. We'll check our ports, make sure they're open. They are open. What is going on here today? I'm not out of credits, I don't think. Oh no, it loaded eventually. Okay, whatever. I guess we had a small fart. So anyway, we will sign in again. Andrew at exampro.co, capital T, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, exclamation mark. That will let us into the portal. Notice that the name, those extra attributes are being pulled in. So again, you can store more information on the Cognito user. I don't like, other than the username and the email, I really try to keep it to the essentials. I don't like storing too much information on there because I do find it kind of a pain to manage that data. But it's nice that Cognito lets you do it. If there's a better way to do it, or if there is a best practice, I sure don't know that. There isn't a lot of knowledge or information shared around Cognito or even authentication systems in general. They just don't have DAs for them or people that really help out quite a bit, unfortunately. But anyway, so that is there, and you can see that we are logged in. So now what I'll want to do is go implement the sign up page. So what we'll do is go back over to Cognito, and we're going to go ahead and delete this user. So I'll delete this user, I'll disable them first, then I can delete them. We'll go back over here, and even though we've already deleted them, we'll sign out, and we're now signed out. Let's move to the sign up phase. And we probably will never create a user manually again because we'd have to do that extra step with the permanent reset of their password, which is not fun. So we'll make our way over to the signup.js file here, and we'll start implementing it based on the somewhat of the example codes here. So if we scroll on down, we did the sign in page, we're on the sign up page. So I'm going to grab this line here, and we will go over to the sign up page, and we will replace this cookies here, and we'll paste this and save it there. We already have the set errors on here. We need to replace the on submit. So we'll go down below, and this one is a little bit more complicated, not too bad. And we will paste this in here. That looks good to me. We can't set Cognito errors. We have to set errors. So we'll update that. This is because I have inconsistencies with my code. Because an earlier iteration had that, and then I refactored it, and I never came back and fixed it. But I leave those things in because at least that way I know you're following along. So what are we doing here? I'm not sure why my indentation's messed up, but we will fix that. We have auth sign up. So the email, the username is the email. I know that's confusing, but that is how their API works. Password is password. The username will be the preferred username. The email will be the username. The name will be the name. If there's a way to set the username directly, I would do that, but I haven't been able to figure out how to do that. So when you do that, you'll notice that the username that gets generated will be something very strange. Here it says auto sign in, enables auto sign in after user is confirmed. So yeah, that's an option we would want to set to true. I think that works correctly. I remember being a bit confused in terms of how that works. Notice that you can have a comma on the end here. It's okay syntax for JS, whereas other languages might not like that. We have a console log here if we want to see stuff. After this happens, it'll go to our confirm page. So I think that's all the code that needs to be implemented there. We'll do the confirmation page right away because that is something we'll need to follow up with immediately after this. So we'll go to our confirmation page. I don't have it in here. That's intentional because, again, I want you to follow along. So we'll grab this and paste this in here. Paste that in. And we will go and we will grab this code. We'll grab it. And we will replace this one. Hold on here. I want to make sure I'm grabbing the right code. Yeah, it didn't look right to me, so I was very careful when I grabbed that. So we have the resend and the submit, so I'll grab the resend code first. Because what's going to happen on this page is that we're going to have to reset some stuff first. Errors. Oh yeah, it's here, okay. Because you have to confirm your email. So you'll put in your username and password or email and password. It'll go to the next page and say, hey, we sent a code to your phone. Get that number, put it in here. We'll make sure it's right and we'll proceed forward. So here you can say we have the resend sign up because if we have to resend out that code, they'll have to do that. When you sign up, it's sent it already out, but if they need to send it multiple times, that's something that might happen here. One message I have here is I said, does Cognito always return English? Because there's error messages and I had to have some way to map them. And so I have it in English, but I don't know if you were set to another language, if it would give you something else. I don't know what it defaults. So that might be an issue if you are running your CLI in another language. So that's that one. Then down below here, we need to swap this out for the other code here. So go down below. This looks pretty simplistic to my other one here. Let me double check. I think that's right. So we'll grab this and I will replace it. I know it looks a lot more simple, but I think the other one was more complex just because we were using cookies. So go ahead and paste that in and we will grab this here. And paste. And paste. Okay, great. So we'll scroll on down. This looks okay. These two pages are implemented. Hopefully our sign up works and it's that easy. I will go back over to the terminal. I don't have to restart anything. We'll go back to the tab here. We'll refresh. I realize that the UI needs some work. Again, on my Mac, it looks great, but clearly on Windows machines, it's not looking the best. We'll sign in here. We'll do androidexampro.co. Capital T, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, exclamation mark. Oh, right, we're signing up. We're not signing in. So down below, we have a link to sign up. Notice we have 2 additional fields, email, not email, username, name, and username. So these are the 2 things we need to get carried forward. So I'll say Andrew Brown, androidexampro.co. You need to use valid emails. It's going to send out real emails. And if you don't have if you're not using a real email here, it's not going to work. Andrew Brown. Even for the prior step, it won't work if you don't use a real one. So capital T, testing 123, exclamation mark, sign up. Username cannot be of email format since user pool is configured for email alias. Okay, so it's complaining about some of the mappings there. So clearly there is some old code that needs to be updated. Let's take a look at what the issue is. So here we have email code errors and code sent. Oh, you have to go to the sign up page here, sorry. So email password. So probably what I had before here was just username, but looking here, that's a sign in page, sorry. Email, name, username, password. Okay, so we go down below here, email and username, name and name, email and email, preferred username, username. What's the problem? Username cannot be of email format since user pool is configured for email alias. Username cannot be email format. Okay. You have an email as an alias, but also set to given set given it as your username. I think to get around this, you could either use a temporary throw away the username at first, or uncheck it as an alias. Ugh. I really detest how they did this username email thing. It's such a clunky implementation. Okay, well, what if we took this off here? This has to do with how I configured my Cognito user pool. I can't remember how I configured it before. So clearly I have some option that is different from before, and that's why we're having this issue. Let's hit sign up now. That's not the issue, okay. If we do this, username, will it take it now? No. Let's make sure that these are what we think they are. So I'm going to do console log here. We'll say username, email, name. I just want to rule this out to make sure these are right. Okay, let's go back here. We'll bring up inspector. We will shrink that a bit. Clear console. Refresh. Sign up. Username, Andrew Brown. Email, andrew@exampro.co. Name, Andrew Brown. So it really is some kind of configuration in our user pool, I think. We will go over to our app integrations. We'll go down to the client because this is probably where the issue is. Authentication flows we have here, custom auth, refresh token. These are the things that we have here before. I'm not saying we need to change anything here. I was just checking them out. Check the attributes. These are fine. Not a lot of whole help here. User pool properties. Nothing over here. Can we change that to something else? No. Sign in experience. Pool options, username or email. I said for it to only be email. I'm actually really surprised it's showing both. Oh, you know what it is? When I created the pool the second time, I was going through it so quickly that I checkboxed both username and email. I remember doing that. And I wasn't supposed to do that. I was only supposed to checkbox one. So again, that's another mistake I made. So guess what? I get to make my pool again. And you know what? It's not a bad thing. If you get to do things multiple times, that's where things get better. I remember earlier I was talking about like federated identity providers, and I was kind of confused because I know that you can integrate them directly in. This is what I was talking about right here, adding identity providers to your user pools, because clearly you could use Facebook, Google, Amazon, or Apple to log in. I don't know why. I do a lot better when I'm recording as opposed to live stream. And then you could do like SAML or OpenID, but then you have identity pools, which is for connecting or giving access to AWS resources, not like web application login, logout for other stuff. It's in my Cognito slides. Anyway, what we'll do is delete this user pool. I'm going to do crutter user pool here. Delete. We'll create a new pool and I'll make it again. It's because I did this and I meant to only do that. We'll go next. I really detest some of these settings, but I guess for security purposes, it's pretty good. So I guess we'll leave them in. No MFA. This is fine. This is fine. Next. Yeah, that's fine. This is all fine. We want preferred username and we want name. We'll drop this down. This looks fine. Next, we will do SES later. We might end up creating our pool again. I'll go next. Crutter user pool. Public is fine. Call this Crutter. Next. Create pool. We don't need all those options, but it's fine. We will grab our user pool ID for the 1000th time. I'm going to go down over to here and we are going to update this. We'll go here. We'll scroll up. We'll add all these files here. Update Docker envars, integrate, sign up, sign in, confirmation pages. We'll confirm those. We will do that. And now what we can do is go back to our Crutter application. We will type this in. And this time, you know what? We have to restart this because now a lot of boot campers said restart, restart, restart. So you know what? I'll restart and we'll see if it's any faster. I can't tell. Is it faster? Docker restart. I mean, it sounds like that does the exact same thing. So for folks that kept saying restart, Docker up does the exact same thing as Docker restart. In the context here, it would automatically trigger it, eh? So I don't think it was ever necessary for me to do a restart. We'll go back over here, refresh the page, make sure it works. If that's not working, we'll go to a new tab. We will open it up here. Here we go. I'm going to go and join now. We'll say Andrew Brown. Andrew at exampro.co. Andrew Brown. Capital T, testing 1, 2, 3, exclamation mark. Sign up. Failed, the constraint member must satisfy the regular expression. So this apparently is not correct. I had a tab in the front there. We'll do compose up. We'll give it a moment. We'll refresh. Try this again. Andrew Brown, Andrew at exampro.co, Andrew Brown, capital T, testing 1, 2, 3, exclamation mark, sign up. Email is invalid format. No, it's not. That's my email. I know what my email format is. Andrew at exampro.co, capital T, testing 1, 2, 3. Andrew at cloudprojectbootcamp.com. Does it not like my .co for some reason? No. So there's some kind of something wrong with the implementation of the code because there's nothing wrong with the email. We'll go back to the sign up page. Email. Well, this is, oh, that's why, because this is passed in the wrong thing. My fault, sorry. We will refresh the page. I make mistakes all the time. It's all about working through your mistakes. At exampro.co, Andrew Brown, capital T, testing 1, 2, 3, exclamation mark, sign up. There we go. Hooray! We got to the next page. So what did it do? It passed that data in. We signed in. It would console log that out so we could see it. We would use this. It would go here to the email. This just carries over. So it's supposed to pre-fill this field. I didn't know how to do it in React. I know that sounds really silly, but React for me is very hard to use, even though I've done the best I can. If you are someone that's really good at React and you want to tell me how to get this to fill in that, I'd love to know. But here we have to type it in twice because I suck. All right. We'll go back up here. We'll go to user pools. We want to confirm that this user exists. They are. Email verified, no. That is what we're working on right now. Unconfirmed, that is our status currently. We'll click into this user. We can see they are inactive for their MFA. They don't have a group membership. You could put them into groups. I never really understood groups too well, other than you could probably have particular permissions or things like that. Notice here that we can confirm the account if we don't want to manually confirm it, but we do. We could update their MFA if we want. We could reset their password, sign out the user, disable their access. Let's go see if our other implementation works. So first of all, did I get an email? Because it should have sent me out an email. I'm going to pull up my email and see if we have anything. So we'll go there and see what we have, okay? We go over here. We have a verification code. 454208. Okay, so we'll go ahead and grab that. And we will put this in here. We'll confirm email. Hey, it worked. Okay, things are going great for me. We flip back here, says it's confirmed. Didn't even have to refresh. Says it's verified. That is amazing. We will go and log out. Oh, but the page doesn't show us logged in. Oh, I think after verification, you have to sign in. I know, it's silly. Okay, great. So I think from a user experience flow, what we should have done, I mean, to me, it would be better if they were logged in after they confirmed, but I'm surprised it didn't auto logging because but maybe that we needs to iron that out. But anyway, what we could do is say, send them, like have a flash message and say, hey, you are logged in now. You should go and log in, or like you're confirmed now, go log in. So some UI stuff, hey, that can be homework because I need some homework ideas. So that's something we will put in there, okay? So we are logged in, this is all great. But let's say we forgot our password. So we go sign in, I'm like, I forgot my password. And so this is the page we want to implement next. This is called the recovery page. So we'll go over to this code here, and we will go ahead and grab this. And I will grab that. We will paste this in here. We need to replace this with set errors. And then we have the next step, which is this code here, much larger here. What else do we have? This stuff comes later. Okay, so we go down below here. So what's happening here? We have this form. We need to submit an email, recover a code. And something we didn't check earlier on, if it worked, was that send recode. So like we actually had two options, which was like if you didn't get that email, you could have hit that button and get that email again, which was that. We didn't test that. You should really go back and test that and make sure that works. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to assume that it works. So in here, we have send the code. Why would this be on this page, recovery page? Oh yeah, that makes sense. And then confirm the code. So that's step one. And we have conditionals here. So the way this form works is, where is it? Form. Yeah, here. So if it's in send code, then we use the send code form. If it's in confirm code, then we go here. If it's success, then we show the success form. So that's how it's happening with the logic here. I'll go back here and we will say andrew@exampro.co. It'll send a recovery code. It looks like it errored out. Let's take a look here because there's no response. This says it's sent. We'll go to network here. I don't think it errored out. Did it send an email? Let's go find out. No email sent. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure there. So what we'll do is go back here. Maybe we're missing something. On submit send code. Auth forgot password. That's what it's supposed to do. Set form state, confirm code. Let's take a look at this again here. On submit send code. I mean, I don't see a console log in there. Maybe we need to refresh that page. I probably didn't refresh it because that console log was there before. Recovery. There we go. Okay, so we'll go check our email. We have a reset code. That's great. So I take this code. And, you know, this is where I talk about I don't like the experience of some of these decentralized authentication systems because I don't feel like I should have to put a reset code and then the password on the same page. I'm going to see if I can put in the same password. I'll try something else. Testing 1234 exclamation mark. Testing 1234 exclamation mark and hit reset password. And this page is not as pretty as it could be. Hey, that's a bonus. That's the bonus thing you can do. And we'll proceed to sign in. We'll go here and I'll type in Andrew at Exam Pro, capital T, testing 123, exclamation mark. We'll sign in. We are now in. Yeah, so all that is great. The other thing is like, there's a lot of other stuff we should protect, like these pages. And I realize, again, the UI, it needs some work, like the colors, because everything's very hard to see. But there's a lot of stuff that you could do to protect authenticated requests. The thing is that we haven't done anything on the back end. So right now, there's nothing that is preventing authenticated versus unauthenticated requests. And that's the next thing we need to do. So I did start to write some things here. And Beko was the one who implemented the back end. He happened to use like a Flask library, and it technically does work, but it does more than what we need. And so I think I'm going to not do it exactly how he did it and change the code. But I'm going to stop the video here, and then that will be a separate video for the back end. So I'll see you back here in a moment.